How to grow and survive. Some old players may already know how. But for those who are new to playing, definitely still looking for the best way to grow and survive. Usually new nations generally do not have rules, so everyone is free to attack and loot each other. Even some old nations still don't have rules. For example, my previous nation was 512, until we merged there wasn't a single rule. If a nation already has rules, maybe we can farm safely, without worrying about being attacked and looted by other players. But if you are still worried about being attacked and looted by other players, then I have some tips on how to play for you. Some might think that it is always best to use a shield. Indeed, it's the best, but as we know, it takes a lot of gold if you want to buy a shield every day, and it's only for spenders. You can use that method for your main city if you are a spenders. And that way is not the tips I mean. First, let's talk about farming accounts. Previously I have made a video about farming accounts. If you haven't watched it, you can watch it later. So basically, once your farm account reaches level 20, there may be no need to upgrade. So all resources that were previously excess and used to improve buildings can be used to train troops. But like the original purpose of the farm account is to help the main account, especially in terms of resources. But it can also be used for war, as I did in the previous videos. And don't think training troops on a farm account is a waste of resources, because it's actually an investment. Unless your troops are too many and exceed the capacity of the hospital. Then when you are attacked, all your troops will indeed be in vain and lost. And for the tier, try to get the highest tier. Because in addition to stronger load capacity is also more. But you can do this slowly when getting a lot of resources from loot. So to increase the building on the farm account, in principle never use the resources stored in the bag. If you want to upgrade the building, you can spend about 30 minutes. Do scouting several cities around you. If you don't want to lose troops, you can look for some dead cities where there are no more troops. And try to search from a small alliance where it is impossible for anyone to send reinforcements. Because even though the city is dead, sometimes there are people who are not willing if their alliance members are attacked. And the safest is the city without alliance. This is the easiest, safest, and fastest way to get resources when compared to gathering in resource mines, especially oil and food. In case you didn't know, every city has unharvested resources even if they are inactive. And the amount depends on the resource building in the city. For example, in this report, the number of resources that have been successfully looted is in accordance with the number of not harvested resources in the city. These are the resources we loot on every dead city. So you can see which city has more resources that can be obtained in each attack. And you can wait every few hours before attacking again so that the resources are maximized again. And it's best to scouting all the dead cities around you. Don't ignore even if the city is low level. Because it could be that he has as many resources as this one. You can give it a try and see how many resources you can get in 30 minutes. I guarantee the number of resources will be more than gathering in the resource mine, and maybe you will get a jackpot if you are lucky. Then if a city still has troops, then the decision is yours. But I personally usually see the feasibility based on the amount of resources and the number of troops that will be lost. If the resources are few and risk losing a lot of troops, then I will ignore it. Unless the troops in my farm account are too many, then I will do it. For the number of troops on the farm account, I usually only have 2 full fleets. The reason is, first, to attack monsters faster. The second reason is that the number of 2 fleets usually matches the total capacity of the hospital. And if the troops have reached 3 fleets, I usually keep 1 in the alliance fort. I also do all these ways for the main account. It's just that because I'm busy and lack of time to play, I don't have time to do the previous Void War. So the point of all this is to train troops including in the farm account, then we can use it to attack and loot other cities. In other words, the troops will exchange with resources. That's why I say troops are investments. Because it will become a resource. and in my opinion this method is better than collecting and storing resources, because if it is looted by the enemy, everything will be in vain. Whereas if it is used to train troops, it can be used for looting, especially during the Void War. I hope that what I convey in this video can be understood and useful for you in the game. If you have questions or have other more effective ways, please share them in the comments. Thank you for watching, see you in the next video.